A man swallowed a 2-meter-long steel pipe like it was spaghetti. Then he gulped down a bunch of random metal parts. Next, he shoved a blowtorch, burning at 8,000 degrees, down his throat. Inside his belly, the parts began welding themselves together. Under the stunned gaze of the crowd, the man slowly opened his bloody mouth and spit out a mysterious metal object. When it unfolded, it turned out to be a slick, futuristic-looking tricycle. The audience was blown away, and this was only the opening act. Next, the host introduced a ferocious-looking werewolf judge. He stormed down to the audience, lunged at a woman, and bit her entire arm off in one savage move. Just as everyone thought he was about to go on a rampage, the woman calmly walked up onto the stage. To everyone's shock, her severed arm began to regenerate in front of their eyes, restoring itself completely in seconds. But the next performer was even weirder. The man tore off his coat, revealing that he had no internal organs at all. His upper body was held together solely by a single exposed spine. As the crowd stared in disbelief, the grand finale took the stage. A woman in a red dress with a freakish ability. The moment she touched someone's face, thick facial hair would sprout on her, and in the blink of an eye, she would morph into their exact double. And that wasn't all. She could also predict the future. Looking terrified, the woman foresaw that a boy in the audience would one day bring doom to the circus. She abruptly ended her performance and ran backstage to warn the ringmaster. She urged him to shut the show down and get out of town. But instead of listening, the man teleported onto the stage and released his pet, an enormous, venomous spider. As it twirled gracefully across the stage with him, Jack's eyes lit up in awe. Later that night, still obsessed, Jack snuck backstage to get a closer look at the spider. But just as he reached it, the ringmaster came back. Jack had no choice but to hide in a wardrobe. From inside, he overheard a bombshell conversation. The ringmaster and the red-dressed woman were actually vampires, and they were worried because vampire hunters were after them. As they discussed their next move, Jack's friend George suddenly burst into the room. A lifelong fan of vampire lore, George had recognized the ringmaster during the show and now begged to join them. But when the ringmaster tasted his blood, he sensed something evil. He refused George's request on the spot and said he'd never be accepted as a vampire. That rejection planted a deep, dangerous seed in George's heart. Meanwhile, Jack managed to swipe the spider and sneak it to school. But during class, George accidentally knocked over the cage. The spider bolted, scuttling toward a crowd of students. Just as George rushed to shut the window, thinking he'd averted disaster, he looked down, only to see the spider crawling up his own body.